The numbers are staggering, but the case sickened everyone who heard about it. The LA School District will now pay $139 million to settle all of the lawsuits involving one teacher convicted of lewd conduct against his students. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Chuck Henry. We have been following every twist in this story for years now, and finally a settlement, and with it some very ugly facts about what was done to innocent children. NBC4's John Kadish-Klimak is live now with the story. John?
Chuck, we broke this story way before noon this morning about what had happened in regards to this settlement. $139 million, as you talked about, that's this settlement alone. Add that to the $30 million that was settled for some of the students just last year. We're looking at a total of about $170 million. It is the most the district has ever had to pay out for a child abuse case, and it all revolves around what happened here on this campus and the teacher who now has his employer and the taxpayers footing the bill.
Más que nada es por el bienestar de ellos.
Speaking only with NBC4, the mother of one of the Miramonte child abuse victims says today's settlement is a blessing, but as to justice,
¿Eso es justicia para su hija?
Que ni todo el dinero del mundo nos va a limpiar esa mancha.
She says no money in the world could clean this stain. She puts the blame more on the school district than Mark Berndt, the teacher now facing 25 years in prison in part for what's been called a tasting game of feeding his own semen to students as a cookie topping. An arsenal of attorneys representing a total of 82 children applauded LA Unified's $139 million settlement, but say the problems at the top are far from gone.
The public needs to make sure that the truth gets to these people.
LAUSD denied our request for an on-camera interview about the settlement. Instead, we got this statement from Superintendent Ramon Cortinez, quoting, "Our goal from the outset of these appalling revelations has been to spare the Miramonte community the anguish of a protracted trial while at the same time being mindful of the financial consequences stemming from settlements. Given these circumstances, we believe we struck a balance between those objectives." General Counsel Dave Holmquist went further, quoting, "We know that these settlements will provide for the future needs of these students. We're glad that this will help close this chapter for these families. We remain committed to helping them continue the process of healing." And spokesman Sean Rossell added this: "Even though the school district didn't know about Mark Berndt's behavior, we have an obligation to protect the students we serve." But much of the case revolved around just that. NBC4 obtained this handwritten note that was set to be submitted into evidence. Berndt apologizing in 1983 for flashing his students, claiming he didn't realize his shorts were so baggy.
He should have been fired in 1983.
Plaintiff's attorney Brian Claypool says one of his clients wanted to kill herself because of the teasing she's faced for being a victim.
How in the world can the LAUSD tell the community they didn't know about Mark Berndt? They flat out knew.
Attorneys for the plaintiffs were also saying that they were upset that board members never showed up to any of the mediation. Not one board member reached out to talk to any of the victims either. We reached out to try to reach all of the board members. 2 of them got back to us to say no comment. The rest never got back to us. Now, on our website right now, NBCLA.com, extensive coverage of the Miramonte case from the beginning right up to this point, including what the district says it's done to improve the safety of students. For now, reporting live outside Miramonte Elementary School, I'm John Kadish-Klimak, NBC4 News.
All right, John, and right now we have a look at when all of this started, the timeline, if you will. Reports of these lewd accusations started in the 1980s when 2 Miramonte teachers reported that Berndt was exposing himself to students. In the early 90s, several 4th graders complained that he was masturbating in class. In 1994, the LA County Sheriff's Department investigated Berndt. No charges were filed. Then in 2012, these new accusations led to his arrest last year. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison, and today, of course, the $139 million settlement was reached.